is Steve Kunst, and the educational technology tool that I'm going to share with you today is Google Classroom. Google Classroom is a free web service created by Google. Its primary purpose is to streamline assignments, boost collaboration, and foster communication. It allows teachers to create classes, distribute assignments, send feedback, and see everything in one place. It integrates with other Google tools like Google Docs and Drive. Google Classroom can be used in a number of different formats. It can be used in distance education, where the instructor and students are in two separate locations. It can be used in a hybrid classroom, where students and instructors meet face-to-face for a few days of the week, but are in separate locations for the other remaining days of the week. It can be used in a flipped classroom, where students receive material or instruction at home and then come back to class to work on assignments or projects. And it can also be used in a traditional setting where a teacher may want to just streamline assignments and try to eliminate the use of paper. There are two ways to invite students to your Google Classroom. The first way is by adding them by their email address, and the second way is providing them with a unique code that they can enter. To create a Google Classroom, you can click on your Google Apps and then click on the Classroom icon. Or you can type in classroom.google.com into your URL. From here, you're going to click on the plus sign and click on Create Class. After you've done that, it'll prompt you to give your class a name, section number, a subject, and a room number. And then you can create. Once your classroom has been created, you can create an announcement. You can also add students. So the class code is here. If you need to make it larger, you click on display and students can type in that code. Or you can add students by clicking on people and then clicking on invite students, and you type in their email addresses. You can also add other instructors and invite other teachers to your Google Classroom as well. They can do everything that you can do in a Google Classroom, except for they are unable to delete a classroom. Google Classroom is a great way to increase communication with both students and parents. There are multiple ways that you can communicate with your students. One way is by creating a stream that all students will be able to see. You can also send them private comments or specific notes or comments in certain areas of each assignment. You are also able to add other teachers to your class. So if it is a co-taught class, then both teachers have access to that class. One way to communicate with students is by using the stream feature. In your Google Classroom, you have different tabs between stream, classwork, people, and grades. When you click on stream, it allows you to share something with your class. So you can click there and you can type a message. You can also decide which class you would like to share it with. You can share it with one class or multiple classes. And then within those classes, you can also decide what students you would like to share that message with. It also allows you to add a file. So you can add something from your Google Drive, a link, a file, or even a YouTube video. So it could be a video message to your students, and then you can post that. Within each assignment, it also gives an instructor the option for a private comment to a student. Just click on Add Private Comment, and then you can post that. You also have the option as an instructor to create a specific comment, and a time when you may want to do that is if you're grading writing assignments and you need them to fix a paragraph or reword something, or on Google Sheets if they're working on a formula. So in this cell, the student is supposed to come up with an average grade, but they have used a sum instead of average. So I can right click on that and go down to comment, and I can type in to change a formula to find the average. And then I can click on comment, and the student, when they see this, they'll see my note. When they fix it, they can click on resolve. Many of Google's G Suite for Education apps allow students to collaborate with one another. These can all be used with Google Classroom. So working on a Google Doc together or a Google Slide together is simple for students to do, and they do not need to be in the same classroom in order to collaborate on that document. Besides Google Docs, Google Classroom also allows an instructor to attach PDFs, YouTube videos, Word documents from Microsoft, and also links into their assignments or for students to see. When you're creating assignments, you have the option to add something from your Google Drive, to add a link, a file, or a YouTube video. So if you were to create an assignment, you could pick through docs, slides, sheets, drawings, or forms. So if I were to create a Google Doc, it would create that Google Doc, and I can edit a title or anything else that I want the students to see. And then also it gives me the options that students can view the file, that they can edit the file. So if we're working on some type of collaboration assignment where we're all working on the same file, or it also gives me the option to make a copy for each student. And that way, when each student types on it, it will not affect anyone else's assignment. Google Classroom allows you to differentiate with your students. You can create multiple assignments for students and send them out to different students. So half the class could get one assignment and the other half would get a separate assignment, and the students wouldn't know the difference. You are also able to differentiate your assignments. So if I created this student or this assignment for students, I can click on what students will get assigned this document. So if I have a few students that have some accommodations, I could create a separate assignment for them and assign that one just to them while the rest of the class gets this one. Google has recently added rubrics to their Google Classroom. Rubrics are a great way for students to see what their expectations on an assignment are. An instructor can create, reuse, or export or import rubrics, and it also allows them to grade their assignments right with the rubric. To add a rubric to an assignment, as you're creating an assignment, you just click on rubric, and it gives you the option to create a rubric, to reuse one, or import one from Sheets. So if you're creating a rubric, it automatically gives the name, whatever the name of your assignment is, it gives that name to the rubric. And then it gives you the option to add different criterion. And you can describe that. And then you can also put how many points each level is worth. This is an assignment that I created for my sixth graders. So you can see that I was able to attach a Google Sheet. I also have a PDF with written directions, and then I have 2 video directions for them to follow. And then to create the rubric, there's an option to click on Create Rubric, and this is the rubric that I created for them. It gives you options to decide how many the point value for each part of the rubric. So for this, students are getting graded on their titles and headers, the table content, the formulas that they're using in their table, and then the conditional formatting that they're using. If you have created a rubric for an assignment, you can also use that rubric to grade the assignment. So in this assignment that I created for my sixth graders, to view my rubric, I can open it in another window, and this is all the different components of it and the different points that are available to them. To score it, I just need to click on each part of the rubric and give them the value that they earned for each section. After you do that, Google Classroom will automatically update the points. So you have the grade, and then after you have that, then you can return that assignment to the student. Originality reports are also something Google recently added. This allows instructors to check students' work for plagiarism. It also allows students to use it 3 times before they turn in their work in case they need to change any of their citations or anything that they may have done incorrectly. To add originality reports to an assignment, when you are creating your assignment, you just need to click on the originality reports box that's right below rubric. At this time, when you click on it, it says only 3 assignments with originality reports are able to be used per class. And then again, students can only use it 3 times before turning in work. In 2019, Google added a gradebook to Google Classroom. This allows an instructor to show or not show a student's overall grade. It also allows them to create a gradebook that is totaled by points or weighted by categories. Google Classroom Gradebook looks like this. It shows the different assignments and the different scores for each assignment. You are able to change and add a final grade for each student if you'd like to, and then you have the option whether to share that with them or not. This is what it looks like when you include the overall grade. Time when you may want to use the overall grade and share that with students is if all of your assignments are through the Google Classroom. If you do some assignments in Google Classroom and some outside of it, then I would recommend not using this because obviously this wouldn't be an accurate grade for each student. Google Classroom has many strengths. I think one of the greatest strengths it has is it's very user friendly. I've had students as young as second grade using Google Classroom and they were able to navigate through it and submit assignments in it. It also makes communication with students and parents very simple and it's easy to do. It does a great job of integrating other Google G Suite apps like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and you can use it on multiple devices. Google Classroom does have some limitations. Unlike some of the other learning management systems, there is no easy way to integrate standards with a click of a mouse, like Common Core. It also lacks a good discussion board. It just has a stream. And then access is not allowed from other domains. So if you're using it in a school setting, only students that are on the same domain as the teacher are able to use it. One of the limitations that I mentioned about Google Classroom was they did not have the integration of standards like some of the other learning management systems like Schoology. So this is a look at Schoology. If I'm creating an assignment, I can add an assignment. It allows me to align a learning objective. So I could, for instance, if I wanted a Common Core, I could click on Common Core. I could find the grade level and I can click and add a learning objective for each assignment. Overall, Google Classroom is a great tool and a very good learning management system, especially for students that are in elementary and middle school. It fits best in K-12 schools that use G Suite for Education, and it allows teachers to increase collaboration, communication, and allows students to work on classroom assignments inside and outside of school.